Hey, RezaieStrong followers. So today I want to talk about taking breaks because I always talk about this in terms of it's important to rest our minds, it's important to rest our bodies. Now, for me, I work in an ER and an ICU, and as you can imagine, 8, 10, 12-hour shifts. As the shift goes on, you tend to start getting more mentally fatigued. You start getting more kind of tired. Your energy starts to go down, and just the additional effects of constant decision making in a high stress environment. And so this got me thinking about taking breaks while I'm at work. And it may not be what you exactly think. And it was something that I did that I didn't really put a construct to until I came across this paper, which is called Give Me a Break, a systematic review and meta-analysis on the efficacy of micro breaks for increasing well-being and performance. And this isn't a new paper. This was published back in 2022. And it was an interesting paper, but just to summarize it, they basically found 22 studies looking at 2,335 participants total in those 22 studies. And what they ended up doing is they started breaking it down, and really, to keep it simple, there was two types of breaks that people take. There are micro breaks, which are little mental breaks that you take that are less than 10 minutes, and then there's longer breaks that can be anywhere from hours to days. And this was kind of the breakdown of that, and a construct that I tried to create based on that paper. And so there are two types of breaks: micro breaks, which are what I do on shift actually, and then longer breaks, which is what you do between your shifts or between schedules. And so let's start with micro breaks. So I will often, as I'm working a, let's say, 12-hour shift, somewhere in the middle to 2/3 of my shift being completed, I will actually take one of these micro breaks. And usually it involves me standing up from a chair that I'm sitting at, walking around, whether that be outside the building, stretching in a quiet room, just changing my environment, or doing some type of box breathing where I close myself in a dark room and I just focus on my breathing for 5 or 10 minutes, or any variation of those things. These are all just examples of things that I do. And what I find is that after that, I do actually have increased energy and decreased fatigue. It's almost like a mental reset. And it's something that has really helped me on shift. Now, the one thing it doesn't do is increase performance. And that makes sense because for increasing performance, you need a longer break. And so this is what you do between shifts. And this can be hours to days. And so the things I'm talking about is, what is your sleep hygiene? How are you eating? Are you exercising? Do you do hobbies for fun? Do you spend time with family and friends? And what I find is that if you do these things and you really work on them, and each one is additive, there's no one that is like better than any of the others, then what you start to see is when you come back to shift, not only do you have increased energy and decreased fatigue, but you also have improved performance. And so it's like an athlete who practices all week and then kind of rests up before the game. And so it's important to take little breaks between sprints to kind of get your energy back up, but it's not going to really improve your performance. You need something a little bit longer with stretching, Theragun, steam rooms, ice baths, whatever it may be, to allow your muscles to recover so that you can also improve your performance. Well, the same thing goes when you work at work. And so micro breaks, great for energy; longer breaks, important for performance. So there you have it. There's a little construct on taking breaks and sort of what I do, and didn't really have a construct for it until I read that recent paper. And so I hope you guys find that helpful. And remember that it's important to keep moving forward, but you also got to let yourself rest. Otherwise, it gets harder and harder. So let me know your thoughts, comments, and questions. I hope you guys like that. And until next time.